Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and this is your daily dust for Saturday the 19th if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also considered a timeless reading, so just let spirit be your guide here. Now, if you're watching in real time, you may know that I am doing a series of artistic decks, and now I am stumbling upon more of the indie type decks. So we've done a lot of fine art and classic artist decks and some other genres in between. And yesterday I did a really cute indie deck, and today another one, Penelope's Tarot by Sam West. Very cute. And the art is just very simple, very straightforward, maybe just very kind of innocent art, fresh and pretty with its pretty colors. Some of them. So there you go. And then it's edged in this really pretty aqua. It's more aqua than teal, I guess. My favorite color, aqua. All right, let's give it a shuffle. I like the backings too. So let's give it a shuffle and then see what we get. I'm gonna get a 3-card collective message. Yesterday's was quite amazing. I recommend it highly. If you're looking for love or wanting to know where your love life is headed. All right, here we go. Ooh, we've got the tower. This tower looks very much like the Lenormand Tower, and the Lenormand Tower came out during the weekend reading, so check that one out too. And then we have the 4 of Cups and the Queen of Daggers. Okay, let's zoom on in and see what we get. So I'm going to take this tower as not something as serious as a major shakeup, but the tower does represent outside forces. So let's just say it could be Mercury retrograde, you have the pre-shadow phase right now, and in pre-shadow phase sometimes just inconveniences come up, things just don't flow as smoothly as you like, or effortlessly. You have those days where like, wow, I didn't have to really put in too much energy behind this to make it work. And then there's other days where it's like you're like beating your head against the wall. This is like taking so much time or effort, or you have to change things so much, you have to wait so much. So it's kind of a day you just have to have a little more patience. And I think that it's whenever these kind of days comes up, it's sort of a test of your flexibility. It's a test of your ability to see beyond the current situation and come up with alternative solutions. We're such creatures of habit. We often just want to do things the same way every single time. And let's say it's something that you keep repeating. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing twice and expecting a different result, or maybe more than twice. Okay, I could see like doing it a second time, because maybe the first time maybe you entered one number wrong, or maybe you like when you put in your password or something like that. But when you do it over and over and over again and it's still the wrong answer, you're like, okay, you haven't tried anything different. You keep putting in the same exact password. It's pretty much the wrong password, or something is wrong, somehow it's not going through because of something that you might have done that you don't realize that you did. So, and that's the other thing to be really careful of on days like this, is placing blames on others. Just definitely go back into self for a moment. Just review everything that you did, and maybe it's something that was a minor little misstep, whatever, that now you can fix it. But just realize we have days like this, and it's not about that these days never come or that you manifest the best possible day always every single day. Sometimes it's when a day comes like this, then you have to, then it's like spirit's like, okay, how are you going to treat this day? How are you going to react? How are you going to respond? It's like when we see ourselves as really good people, sure, on a perfect day it's easy to really see ourselves that way, but on a bad day, then what? Then are we still that same happy jolly person, or that positive energy, or optimistic, or helpful, or friendly, or whatever? So I feel like if you can catch yourself, because not everybody can catch themselves in time to change their reaction, but if you can zoom out. Sometimes you can even laugh at it. You can say, oh, this is what Cherry was talking about. Okay, now that I have awareness, now that I have a little distance from the situation, I can observe myself in the situation, then I can see that this is just a little, it's silly, it's something minor. I can fix it easily, or I can't. I might try something different. I might just put it off. And another thing is, sometimes you're just so determined to get things done when we want to do it on our time. It's our time, and we got to do it in our time. But maybe the universe is trying to say, hey, there's a better portal of opportunity later on today to try it. Have you ever seen that a message when you're trying to do something like on your phone or your computer, and it says, please try again later. The systems are down or something like that. Please try again later. Well, that's kind of how some days are, right? Some days are more like, please try again later. Also, I recommend that, because we're approaching Mercury retrograde, to check into like your sign and how your sign energizes with this particular retrograde, which is in Virgo. And Virgo is all about the mundane things, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I feel like definitely if you approach this Mercury retrograde, for the majority of you, in more of a high spiritual minded way, and more of a general get things done way, instead of real specific and detail oriented kind of get things done, then you'll feel a little bit more at ease. If you're really determined to do everything by the book the way you've always done it, and you don't accept anything different, you're going to have a few challenges possibly. I'm not saying that you will, because you determine your own outcome every day by your beautiful attitude and your wonderful mind. You know how to respond and react to whatever happens. But just know, sometimes this little everyday tasks may not be, I won't say they won't be, because some people, they just will be. Some people will have it a little bit easier. I was reading the horoscope for Scorpio, and it seemed like Scorpio's not going to have such a bad time of it during this retrograde. So so depending on who you are, depending on lots of factors, I just generally think in retrogrades, though, don't do any major decision making. Don't do any major purchases. Definitely don't schedule any major surgeries and things like that unless you have to. But just keep in mind, those kinds of things would be better just be put off. But some great things that you can do during retrograde is go it's like, remember this, and reminisce, and think about childhood, think about things of the past, think about reflect, think about where you've been, you could do soul searching, you can do shadow work, you can do spiritual work. A lot of that is really, really nice and strong and helpful during retrogrades. So this is a little pre-shadow phase suggestions. The Four of Cups, see, it's not so bad. Four of Cups mainly means maybe disappointment, maybe boredom, maybe lack of enthusiasm. So it's not going to be, it's instead of being all dun dun dun, the end of the world, it's more of a, oh my gosh, okay. It's a little bit like that. And that's fine. So that's a better way to react than, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But, if you're a Leo, maybe can't help it. I don't know. Anyway, and we are in Leo season, and we just had a Leo new moon. And I know in my live for the Leo new moon, I was saying it's a great time to start new things and get energy. And a lot of people are getting enthusiasm. And this is just considered like a bump. Sometimes there's little bumps in the road when Mercury retrograde comes out. But see, the Queen of Daggers, she's at peace with herself. Even though the Queen of Daggers is considered the harshest queen, this particular queen is peaceful and happy. This represents a lot of those air sign friends I have out there. Hello, you Gemini, Libra, and Aquarians. And the Queen of Daggers is... So she's got her eyes closed in this image, which is kind of interesting because I feel like she's in her mind, but it's not the monkey mind. It's not the overthinking. It's a balanced mind. It's a balance between logic, the practical world, the logical world, and the higher mind, the spiritual world. And maybe she is actually able to kind of watch herself, see her ego, see how she behaves and does things and tempers her own self in her own mind, So I feel like that's the message. I feel like whatever happens during your day, on this specific day, or this is a message for other days to come, you'll be able to handle it with maturity, with grace, with intellect and intuition. And it's not about your time, but it's about divine time. All right? And I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.